super excited to be at Countdown this morning, and I'm going to be showing you guys my full shredding grocery haul, and then we're going to head back home and I'm going to show you my meal prep. Whenever I go to the supermarket, especially when I'm shredding, it pays to have a shopping list, because if I don't, I end up walking around the supermarket and I just end up looking at all the treats. I have a clear list on my iPhone and I just tick things off as I go. So I always start in the fresh fruit and veggie section and then move my way around to the meats, and I avoid at all costs the chocolate and biscuit section. Keep it nice and simple, I just get the already diced up chicken, so it's $10 for a pack of that. Okay, so usually when I'm cooking throughout the year, I'll use like a coconut oil or an olive oil, but in particular if I'm shredding for like a competition or photo shoots and things, I'll go for something like an olive oil spray. This is because it's just so much easier to actually control the portion amount. A lot of people that join the squad often ask me like what I use to season my meals and what sauces I use, and there's so many low calorie options, but when it comes to the finer details and you're really looking to lean down completely, I'll go for something like a pink Himalayan rock salt, so no calories in it. It helps to flavor the meat, or vegetables, or just any of these seasonings here really are going to be 0 calories. So Cajun's a really good one, paprika, for meal prep, for your vegetables, for your meat, just to mix it up a little bit. When it comes to milk, I'm actually semi-lactose intolerant, so this means I don't have any cow's milk, so I always go for a dairy-free alternative. So I'll go for the unsweetened almond coconut milk, and then for my oats and my chia seed pudding, which we'll see later on today, I use vanilla almond milk. So one of my favorite aisles is the aisle that has like all the nut butters and things, but today all I'm getting is the honey. So for me personally, I like to use a drizzly type honey so I can drizzle it on my rice cakes and things. Usually I'll get like frozen strawberries, frozen raspberries and mixed berries for smoothies to put in my oats, or even just to snack on, but I have so many at home in the freezer, so I'm not going to get any today. One thing I did particularly when I was at university was always using frozen veggies. It's so much cheaper, same nutritional benefits, and it lasts you much longer than trying to always buy the expensive fresh veggies. So when it comes to which ones I get, honestly, I just pick the cheapest ones. It does not bother me. It's $2.30 for this bag here, and it'll last me like 2 weeks, so it's perfect. What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be doing this video because it is going to be my full grocery haul, as well as how I do my meal prep when I'm shredding. So these are some simple meals that you can make at home for yourself to have across the week when looking to lean down. And of course, everything is customized to me, so it's important that you adjust the portion sizes to you and your goals. But I hope that you enjoy this video, and as always, if you do, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile. Okay, so we've got all the groceries here. These are pretty much my staple items, everything from my protein sources like fish and chicken to my carb sources such as the oats, the couscous, the rice, and then berries, fresh veggies, frozen veggies, and some little seasonings and things. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with the Trevally fish fillets. So these are fresh fish fillets. I'm going to turn the oven on and put them into bake while I get everything else ready. The oven is going on at 200 degrees and I will be baking my fish fillets in there. So it's nice and simple. It limits the amount of smell in the house as well. So this fish here is 786 grams. I was hoping for around 700 to 800 grams, and each meal is going to be about 100 gram portions. $183. Okay, so here I've got my fish fillets. They're coming to 784 grams, and I need 7 meals across the week. So I'm going to divide that by 7, so I know that each meal is going to be 112 grams of fish fillet. And this is the easiest way to cook fish, so that it just kind of cooks like right through. All I do is lay it out on the baking paper like that. Grab my olive oil, lightly spray it, and then There's two options. What you could do is season it before it goes into the oven or season it after. What I personally like to do is bake it and then I season it on the day so I can choose what I feel like having. So I'm just going to put that in the oven and I'm going to bake it until it's completely white and cooked through. So probably about 20 minutes. While the fish is cooking, what I'm going to do is put on some carbs. So my two staple carbs when leaning down are usually between wholemeal couscous and basmati rice. They have very similar macros in terms of proteins, fats and carbs, so it's really just dependent on what I feel like having. But this week I'm gonna go for couscous. So I'm going to have 5 meals of couscous and each is going to be 40 grams, so I need 200 grams. I really like my couscous quite soft, so I'll probably use about 400 grams of water, or maybe 350. Okay, and the easiest thing for me to do with my couscous is to cook it in the rice cooker. It's so much easier than using a pan. Done. So while that's in, I'm going to prepare my chicken. So this is pretty much like the prep I have across the whole week. It's just easier for me to meal prep my meals as opposed to getting through a busy week and then not having food ready to go and ending up just eating something out and about. It's just so much more affordable and so much easier to stay on track when you have your meals prepped. The next thing I'm going to be preparing is my chicken. I bought one that is already diced. It just saves so much effort. I'll put it on like a medium to high heat, lightly spray it with olive oil. I'll let that heat up a little bit and then I'm going to tip my chicken in and cook that. Put my chicken in, stir it all around, and I'm just gonna let it cook and go brown. This was not a very economical grocery haul, so sometimes in New Zealand fresh veg can be super expensive, and these worked out to be like $2 for one. Like it was $6.50 just for 3 little courgettes. But anyway, I top and tail them. And then I have this super cute little thing that I got from Kmart here in New Zealand. I think it was $14. So I'm gonna cut the courgette in half, put it down like this, and make spirals. Awesome. So this for me is just a really low calorie alternative to say pasta. And when I want to put it in Tupperware, what I do is actually line it with some paper towels so that soaks up all the moisture, because zucchinis and courgettes can be quite wet. Tip it in there, and I'm just going to do the same thing with the rest of these. This is also a great way for me to bulk up my meals and make me feel like I'm eating more but with minimal calories, and also getting in the micronutrients. I've got my spiralized courgettes and I've also got some loose baby spinach leaves. These two are nice little additions to any kind of salads or meal preps fresh throughout the week, just to try and make sure that I'm getting in my micronutrients. I need to stir my chicken. This is almost done. And then if I check my couscous, it is already cooked and it is looking so fluffy. Ready to dish up. And then my fish is also almost done. So everything is like already done in pretty much 10 minutes. Easy. So the way that I judge whether it's cooked or not, it looks super boring without any seasonings, but all I do is just cut into it. I see that it's completely white, so it's completely cooked, super simple, and all I need to do is let it cool down, and then I'm going to split it up into my meal prep containers. Once I've cooked the chicken, I'm going to weigh it out. So again, it was 500 grams raw, and what I want to do is know how much it is when it's cooked so that I can split it across 5 meals. So it was 500 grams raw and now it's only 359 cooked because the water's come out of it. So 359 grams, and I'm splitting it into 5 meals, 71 grams per meal. So I know that I've got to weigh that out into 5 Tupperwares of 71 grams. Each meal only has about 10 grams of spinach. I've got super long courgette spirals, and I'm having 50 grams of courgette spirals in each meal as well. Spilling them everywhere. There we go, 50 grams. So here I've got my nice and fluffy couscous, and the same thing applies. I like to weigh it out all cooked so I understand how much it is before I split it up into smaller portions. The couscous was 200 grams raw, which means that I would get 40 grams of couscous per meal. It's come to 649 grams now, so 649 grams divided by 5 meals, divided by 5, equals 129 grams. So pretty much 130 grams cooked per meal. And the reason why I weigh everything raw and then I weigh it cooked is because I actually track on MyFitnessPal the raw weight. So if I was going to add couscous into MyFitnessPal, I'm entering it as 40 raw grams of couscous. So it's 140 calories. Okay, so I've tracked the meal on MyFitnessPal. As you can see, it is very macro friendly. This is a super low calorie based meal just for me to have on the go. So it's like quite voluminous because it does have the courgette spirals, it's got the spinach and the couscous and the chicken. So when it comes to seasoning something like this alone would be dead boring. I would not eat this as it is. But when it comes to seasonings, there's so many different things you can do. So there's Cajun hot seasoning, no calories. Himalayan pink rock salt is my go-to. Again, no calories. And then I also like to use all natural seasonings. So this brand here, absolutely not sponsored, but I just love their seasonings. They have no nasties in them. So they're preservative free, they're vegan, gluten free, all that kind of stuff. Super simple. So I could use that, or the other option is actually something like coconut aminos. So for myself as well as the squad, I recommend using coconut aminos or maybe even a soy sauce or a low calorie ketchup, like a 50% sugar free ketchup. Another option that I often use for meals is also kind of like a bolognese sauce. So you could either cook the meat, the protein in the bolognese sauce, or you could just drizzle it on top before you eat it or while you're doing meal prep like this. So yeah, super simple to add flavors to it, but for the mere fact of me wanting variety this week, I'm going to just season them as I go throughout the week, depending on how I feel. Okay, so an example of my fish meal prep, which I'll be having today for lunch and what I'm going to be having across the week, is my fish, courgette spirals, nice spinach, and then boiled pumpkin just scattered throughout the prep. And this is dead plain, so throughout the week I'm most likely going to be having Cajun seasoning. It's a little bit spicy, but it's just right. So easy, and this means that when I'm really busy throughout the week, I can just grab a container and go. When I am shredding, I also like to have snacks, but these snacks need to be macro-friendly ones. So a lot of people ask me what I snack on. It could be fresh fruit, it could be frozen fruit such as frozen strawberries, but another few snacks I like to have are all natural brown rice cakes, so no added salt ones, and I will top them with anything such as almond butter, sliced banana. I'll even have rice cakes with tuna if I need more protein, smoked salmon, and I just top these rice cakes with anything. Like, I absolutely love using them. A really good combination that I enjoy is almond butter, rice cakes, raspberries drizzled with sugar-free maple syrup. So when it comes to snacking, like, of course, it's normal to want to have snacks throughout the day, and that's okay, but what matters most when looking to lean down is that you account for the calories. If you're constantly eating throughout the day and snacking on things like almond butter and things that are high in calories, the calories across the week are going to add up, and it can set you back from achieving your fat loss goals. Following on from that, if you are really hungry and you're wanting to snack but you can't fit something into your calories, one of my go-tos this shred has actually been the Oxy Shred non-stim. So this is a peach flavor. I'll mix it with some water and ice, and that just curbs my cravings until my next meal. So this is also a little hack. And I know that other people like to have no sugar added or 0 calorie based type fizzy drinks. I just prefer to have something like Oxy Shred instead. Okay, that is my meal prep. My quick and easy meals that I like to have when shredding. I hope that this helps. I hope that you learned something. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile.